Do not be fooled by the label training. NATO doesn't spend live ammunition, armored convoys, forward-deployed regiments, and multi-day rehearsals in Germany just to run drills for sport. This is preparation, not for peace, not for parade, but for a war that already exists off-camera. Ukraine turned Europe into a live test range, and every rotation like this is part of the same equation. Harden the force, refine the muscle memory, and make sure when the time comes, the first shot won't feel like the first shot. Washington calls this deterrence. Brussels calls this stability. That wording is cosmetic. Nobody burns this amount of money and firepower to maintain stability. You only rehearse this aggressively when you fully expect to use it.
There you go. Hey, pick up, halfway. Give me rapid 3. Hey. Got you, pick it up, let it eat.
Of course, NATO will never say this is aimed at Russia. They never do. But nobody in Moscow is stupid enough to read this as defense. To Russia, every live fire cycle on European soil is high-definition proof that NATO is not practicing to absorb a blow. NATO is practicing to deliver one. Kremlin analysts don't care what the press note says. They watch the same footage you're seeing now and file it under one category: preparation for a future strike, not prevention of one. And that is exactly why this matters. Training like this doesn't scare Russia, it confirms Russia's worldview. The more NATO rehearses with live weapons near its frontier, the more convinced Moscow becomes that the West intends to escalate, not de-escalate. The footage that NATO calls defensive assurance is the same footage Russia cites as evidence of offensive intent.
Hey, another person. You're good. Hey, I want you on my hip,
Ukraine is the permission slip. Without that war, NATO could never justify this level of offensive rehearsal on European soil. The conflict turned every drill like this into a necessary precaution, a perfect legal wrapper for live fire preparation that would have been politically untouchable 10 years ago. NATO doesn't need to admit intent. Ukraine functions as the cover story. And that is the real shift since 2022. The alliance no longer needs a declared war to behave like it is already in one. They can fire, maneuver, deploy, rotate, and forward stage under the shield of supporting Ukraine. In practice, nothing about this posture is about protecting Kiev. It is about shaping the battlefield against Moscow under a legitimate pretext the public will accept.
Final!
all time.
This isn't a one-off spectacle. Every rotation, every live-fire iteration slowly rewrites the strategic script, and not in favor of de-escalation. Each rehearsal hardens the alliance's operational habits and shortens the time between decision and action. That matters because once the muscle memory is established, political leaders find it easier to use the tools they've already practiced. And Moscow notices when NATO's routines become indistinguishable from combat preparation. Russia has every incentive to answer in kind. More patrols, deeper deployments, faster weapons procurement, and riskier posturing near the frontier. The net result is a self-reinforcing loop. NATO trains harder because it fears Russia. Russia arms harder because it fears NATO's readiness. Civilians and diplomats are left juggling consequences neither side publicly promises to want. This is how deterrence turns into a runaway mechanism. What started as a posture to prevent war becomes a treadmill that makes war easier to imagine and, tragically, easier to initiate.
Let's go! Target's opportunity!
Call it training on paper, call it rehearsal in practice. The difference between the two is who gets to decide whether preparedness becomes provocation. For the people who draw red lines in Moscow, footage like this reads as proof the West is ready to act, not merely ready to defend. For citizens across Europe, it raises a sharper question. Are we reinforcing peace or rehearsing its opposite? So ask yourself as you watch. When armies practice at this scale and on this geography, who benefits from the show of force and who pays the bill when the curtain lifts? Leave your take below.
Attacking the bunker! They're attacking the bunker! Hey, Bravo, pick up! Back to the berm! Back to the berm, let's go!
426, make it last. Ammo on that LOA.
Wait. Good. Send it!
You gonna go? Coming left. Thank you.
I don't think it slowed you down much. I think the flow, and it was fluid the whole time. That entire dismounted movement.
One platoon-sized element in vicinity of the trench on objective Zeus, supported by 2 BMP.